So funny story. I guess about a year ago, I applied to this thing called TEDxWaterloo. Not to speak, though. It was to attend. And I didn't get in. So it kind of just goes to show that a difference a year can make. So for me, Dear Photograph it's been really insane. For Dear Photograph, like it's been nuts for me. I've gone through so much over the past few, I guess, 9 months, and yeah, I keep on asking myself this question, and it's, how did a 21-year-old Kitchener, Ontario college grad with not really the best grades in the world go from this to this to this? Book deal in just over 9 months? Thank you. Well, it all started May 25th, 2011. I was sitting at this exact same kitchen table that you see up behind me, and me and my family were looking through old photos, and I came across this photo of my younger brother, Landon, and it didn't look odd to me. It was just kind of cool. He was sitting in the exact same spot in the present time as the photo that we flipped the page to, which is that photo there from his 3rd birthday. And I was sitting in the spot from where my mom, who's in the audience over there somewhere, hey Mom, took the photo. So I did like that. It was like one of those slow motion moments. I took the photo out of the plastic, like, the old photos. It's not on Facebook anymore. It's on Facebook now. It wasn't on Facebook then. So I took it out of the plastic, and I kind of held it up. And my parents were like, Taylor, what are you doing? And I was holding it up, and I was moving my hand back and forth, doing one of those. And finally, I lit it up, and it just sparked something in my mind to go grab my camera. And also, whenever I think of anything, I think, okay, how can I put this online? Like, that's always what I do, and all my friends always made fun of me for it because I guess they think I'm a nerd or something. I have no idea. And so I took around 5 other photos from the same photo album. It was frantically running around the house and running over the backyard, too. There's a photo from the backyard. And I went online, because that's the first thing I do, and I posted it to Tumblr. Now, with Tumblr, when you upload a photo, it asks you to add a caption to it. I thought the idea was cool to begin with, of just holding up the photo. But I thought, okay, maybe I can add a caption. What would I write? And I thought, when people write letters, like, what do they say? They say, dear whoever. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to write a letter to the photograph, and along came Dear Photograph. So that's how the name kind of came to fruition. The cool thing especially about this community here in Kitchener-Waterloo, is when you put something out there, someone's going to reply. So I know there's lots of people who are in the audience here today who originally first shared when I posted the photo to Dear Photograph. It then started to pick up. It hit maybe 30 hits the first day, 300 hits the next day, 3,000 hits the day after, and then probably around 2 weeks later, it got 250,000 hits, and it hit the front page of Reddit. Crazy, right? Yeah, who would have thought that? So then I thought, okay, this is insane. And maybe 2 weeks later after that, Mashable picked it up. And once Mashable picked it up, the wheels really started going. Along came this photo, a photo sent in by Jonathan Stamp. And it reads, Dear Photograph, thank you for everything we had. I really don't think I need to explain the emotion behind this photograph. This photograph has connected and touched so many people from around the world. If you go to the photo on the website, you'll see all the comments. I don't even know how many comments there are. I know there's a lot. But you'll see all the comments of the people talking to each other and sending their sympathy to this elderly gentleman who obviously lost his wife. And then after this, that photo there, the Jonathan Stamp photo, it's currently at 163,000 reblogs and likes on Tumblr, which is insane. And then that kind of took that wheel again and started spinning it more, and everybody started picking it up. It got unbelievable buzz. And I have the internet to thank, obviously. everything was happening so quick, and it allowed Dear Photograph to be a platform for people to share their thoughts, to share their thank yous, to share their sympathy for people. And because of that, the site just kept on growing and growing because more people kept on sending in photos or replying to posts and whatnot. So I'm going to share with you a few photos here. The ones that have really were really important to people, and ones that I received and I knew that they were really, really well done. So I'm just going to go through a few here. So the few photos there were obviously, they're great photos. But where are the captions, right? You don't know what's going on. So now I'm going to show you the captions along with the same photos that you just saw, just to see the difference. So, Dear Photograph, her love was my chemo. I beat cancer. Eric. Dear Photograph, I have no idea what sort of Christmas present awaited my brother Casey in that tube. Just like I had no idea that this past week, Casey would die in a horrible accident in Kerala, India. I wanted to bring him home one last time to our house in Texas. This was the only way I could. It's been a tough week. Joe. Dear Photograph, I found you in the attic when we moved in. I wonder if you lived happily ever after here. Alex. Dear Photograph, 30 years ago, I was that little boy who could see the beauty in all things far and wide. Perhaps that is the innocence of childhood, looking at life with the clarity and simplicity, always enjoying the view. I hope I never lose sight of that. Dear Photograph, 8 years ago, our world rejoiced when we said, I do. This year, my first wedding without you here, I know the heavens rejoice too. I'm so glad I had those 7 years with you, because those 7 years will define who I am for the rest of my life. Miss and love you always, Brandy. Dear Photograph, why can't I feel the color that Halloween used to bring me? It's hard to see the magic through grown-up glasses. Paisley. So, there's a real difference between the two sets of photos I showed you, obviously. You see the emotion coming out of the photos. And I think that emotion is what brings us all together. We post online, on Twitter, Facebook, and what do we post? We post our emotions and our stories. And that's something that's really resonated with people for Dear Photograph. It's become this, as I said before, a platform for people to share their emotions. So how were people inspired is what I'm going to get to next. Actually, sorry, I'm going to get to my emails. I received this email from a girl named Samantha, and she said, I just found your website via Facebook. Looking at all the pictures touched my heart and also made me so sad. Sad because my family never took pictures. I understand why we never did. Mom drank all the time, and Dad didn't want to capture a memory of that. I have some jealousy that people can post on your website, and I never will. I want to thank you for creating something to connect people. And there's a few other emails I got here that say around the same sort of thing. I'll let you peek at it quickly. From Russia, from Poland. You made me cry in front of my big corporation desk. So obviously it's touching people even when they really should be working. Just one last thing I want to say is emotion, I've gone through all the photos and I've seen so many, and I'm obviously a guy, and it obviously still touches us all whatever way. I don't sit there and cry at my desk, but but I do look at the photos and I do get fairly emotional over it. One last thing. What does Dear Photograph mean to me? And at first glance, I really had no idea, because it's only been 9 months. And I think that for me, it's something that I've always been trying to achieve. As I said before, I've always been posting stuff online, and this was something that it was almost like a dream to me. I'm doing something online, something cool. And I really think that it just shows that you should be living in the moment. Because after all, like the flash of a camera, we could all be gone. Thank you.